Hey, what's up guys? This is Brian from Pseries 74 and this video is going to be about the channel, where it's headed, what it is, and also a new display purchase in early July that I want to talk about, and also the being apprehensive about purchasing a new display and the panel lottery and the channel as a whole, as well as a little bit of the journey. So this is going to be a long one, but just to talk as friends about where we're headed. Welcome to the community and the channel. If this is your first time being here, why I call it a community and a channel, or more than a channel, is that it really is a community of people. You'll see them in the comments, you'll see them interacting with each other. It's a very positive, helpful group. It's really more of a friendship, family-based community where my information, what I say, my opinions, my views are not the only ones that matter. Actually, they're all equal. What I say on the channel, how I feel, is just what I feel and my opinion. And just below that, whatever comments that you see are equally as important. A lot of times in these videos, you're going to hear me post a question to the community, whether it's helping somebody else or their thoughts on a specific display or just life in general, a certain show, technology, video games. That's where I think the channel is actually unique, is it's really a group of people. It's really everyone's opinion. It's not just me. There is no production, as you can tell by the production of the videos. It's just me and a camera and you guys. There is no staff. There is no research other than the research that I do and the research that you guys do. You'll see a lot of the same people in the channel talking, a lot of the same people commenting, and the best part about it for me is to respond to your comments. Now, it takes me a few days to get back to you guys, and if you do leave a comment, you'll see it in a few days where I'll get back to you. Again, if I don't get to your comment, as I've had an issue with YouTube Studio in the last few weeks, please resubmit it in its own thread and I'll get back to you. Now, why I want to do this video is there's been a lot of comments about the Quantum P-Series and people saying that I'm spamming YouTube by putting in videos that, hold on, as my screensaver behind me kicked on, you don't need to see pictures of my kids. And there's a reason why we're showing you the plasma behind me, is that this will be the display that is sacrificed to make room for a new one. So we're talking a lot about the Vizo P-Series lately. Now, when I put up a video of the new Samsungs or an LED, I don't own these displays. I'm not independently wealthy. I don't just buy displays. More importantly, I don't buy smaller versions of displays, review them, and send them back. To me, that's the same as stealing in terms of returning displays that aren't defective. I have no desire to do that. I have no desire to clickbait or just grab views. When I speak about the Quantum P-Series or the upcoming displays that are here, it's not to get a bunch of people to view it. It's to talk about how we feel about those displays. If I'm doing a video on Vincent's videos or Arting's videos or the one I did on digital trends, it's to help simplify that video. It is to cut through maybe the 30 minutes of their video and give you my thoughts on it, and to get your thoughts on it. So when we're talking about these displays, you know, it is in a discussionary manner. I don't have them here. The channel isn't sponsored. The channel isn't in any particular brand or loyalty. Now, it's easier for me to buy consoles and video games and things of that nature. I'm not going to buy a bunch of displays. It's just not that kind of channel. In my house right now, what you see behind you is a 65-inch Panasonic plasma. In the basement, where most of these videos are filmed, is a 75-inch Sony 900E, and on the top floor is a projector. These are all my personal displays. This is what my family watches. I don't have a huge amount of displays that I just have laying around. This channel is also a hobby. It is a platform in which to express myself and express the things that I'm very passionate about. We had joked a few videos back wearing this same Decepticon, sweatshirt, that I am definitely a nerd at heart and that I am passionate about these films and these movies and where technology is going. And I love this conversation. That's all this channel is conversation. It's not going to become my career. It's not going to explode and become anything. It's just a way for me to talk to people that are like-minded, that perhaps have different views. This weekend, I'm going to go see King of the Monsters with my friend Sebastian and my friend David. Shout out to them. We're going to go see King of Monsters at 10 o'clock at night. I'm looking forward to that. Talking about Chernobyl, which is amazing. Then talking about video games and movies and displays. It's not just displays. I love TVs, I love technology, but any one of these things alone will bore me to tears. I love computers. There are plenty of channels that are dedicated specifically to those. They go to trade shows, they have the new Intel, the new AMD, CPUs, GPUs. This is not what that is. This is real life experience. What we're seeing is what I'm doing and getting your interpretation of what you're doing, or your description of what you do and what you're thinking about. Now, this channel was born from the panel lottery, meaning that I had a terrible run of displays that were defective. Now, to clarify defective, a lot of times in the comments, people will say, there's no such thing as a perfect display. There's no such thing as a perfect technology. And you are absolutely right if you have that opinion. Every single one has its drawbacks. Plasma behind you, absolutely beautiful. Not the brightest display. Plasmas did suffer from burn-in. They're not perfect. I love them. They're not perfect. The defects that I had with my displays were all defective in the terms of dead pixels. Terrible banding, line defects through the top of the screen, more like lightning down the screen. You can see these videos, or at least a few of them, on the very first videos that I ever published. Now keep in mind that the display that I published at that time was a KS9800. That display retailed for $12,500. I picked it up for $10,000. Now think about that for a second. That's not bragging, that is ridiculous. Meaning that the anxiety and the nightmare of all those displays led me to spend more and more money to try and solve it. The reason for the birth of the channel and why the channel is what it is to try and save you some of those steps, to help advise you with the rest of us that are part of the channel on their experiences. When the Quantum P-Series launched in 2018, I put a question to the community about what their thoughts were on it. Those of you that have it, talk to me. The challenges with OLED, asking, are they good for gaming? I'll tell you what my opinion is. I can have that opinion. And then I say to the community and YouTube at large, share your opinion. As long as it's handled positive and not toxic. Oh, excuse me. I don't care if you disagree with me, that's welcome. I welcome the discussion. But the toxic comments typically don't make it. And it's okay if you attack me or come at me. Just don't come at the other people that are trying to just put out their points. I'm not interested in what's trash and what's garbage and which brand sucks. I'm not a big fanboy channel. I don't really care much about that. But the idea is to save you a couple of steps, to also get you and able to deal with Best Buy and Amazon and all these other retailers in other countries. So back to what we were saying about the panel lottery. I can never replace the time that I spent disconnecting, testing all these displays. They started with Vizo P-Series, two of them, KS9000, KS9500, KS9800, Sony 940E, and then ultimately the mid-range Sony 900E. All in all, there were 12 displays altogether, the Sony 900E being the 12th. Could you imagine the delivery of those displays? Tipping the drivers, having the window of opportunity, waiting for those displays to be delivered, hanging those displays, and then just the paralyzing thought of, playing a video game and then having it malfunction. Could you imagine playing a $10,000 display at 78 inches, you're playing Doom, because this is what happened, and you're just loving it, you're in the moment, and all of a sudden you see a blue flicker of light go down the screen. Then you say to yourself, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. That didn't happen. That was I'm tired. And then it fires off again. Could you imagine how that would feel? Now, many of you have gone through that with dead pixels. Now, I would say that any of the displays that I brought back, none of it was about me being picky or hard to deal with or difficult to please. Any one of them I would have kept. My Vizios had a green line through the top of the screen. There are pictures of that on the channel as well. So what is all this about? Well, so when people talk to me about you don't have the display, you shouldn't talk about it, I don't agree. I don't have the Giants either. I'm not an owner of the NFL team. I can speak to that. I can speak to anything that interests me, same as you. And I don't need to own a specific display or have it or test it with a machine. There are a million other channels that have that. Millions of them out there that test PCs. That's not what this channel is about. This is a therapy channel. This is a channel where we all talk to each other, help each other, not put each other down or rip each other down and attack one another. So, all that said, for the channel, I'll be purchasing a Vizo Quantum X P-Series in the first week of July at 75 inches. Now, why I want to do this video is it's not an easy decision. The display is $3,500. I am not a big credit person. I'll be buying that display with my own money. This channel is and will never be Patreon. There'll never be sponsors. It'll never be that. This isn't a channel I'm doing as a business. I don't need that display. And to be honest, I don't want the display either. And pitching this to my wife, and think about that in your own life. A lot of the comments that I hear is my wife is going to kill me if I buy this. For those of you we've talked about upgrading displays. If I was me talking to me from the channel, I would recommend not upgrading. I don't recommend upgrading a Sony 900E or Sony 900F to a new Vizio or a new Q90R or any of the new displays. I don't recommend, if you have a great display that has HDR and you're happy with it, unless you're going up in size, I don't recommend upgrading it at all. I think I'd said last year I wouldn't be upgrading until it was 12-bit. For the channel, for the interest of discussion, I will buy this display. Now, I'm going to geek out over it. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to go from less than 1,000 nits to almost 3,000 nits. Higher zone count. I'll have Dolby Vision. The display will be the same size. I have a 75-inch downstairs. But being completely transparent with you, excuse me, completely transparent with you, I'm nervous. I have no desire to jump back into the panel lottery. I have no desire to buy something that's so expensive and get it home to be disappointed. The difference between this time and when I started the channel is you guys will be right with me every step of the way. I wish I had done the channel when I had all those defective displays. I initially did those videos to send to Samsung, which I did send those first couple to Samsung. So why this video? Well, this video is when I buy this display, you will know that I spent my money on it. It's not a small display. I'll be spending the premium for it. I won't be waiting for a price drop. I'll be buying it at its full retail price. I will buy it from a Costco. I will get the warranties and everything else. But I think it'll be interesting to watch me go through it. Whether it's unboxing it, I'll have that and the Sony 900E side by side for the first few weeks, and then I will test it extensively. If I have an issue with it at all, you will have full transparency. I will send them back. I will tell you exactly what's wrong with it. I will tell you exactly what I don't like about it. And I won't keep it. Now, my bargaining posture for the TV this time is much better than it was before, simply because I don't need it. I have fully capable displays. The 900E is my true love, even though I will switch them. That will be up here. I don't have to buy. Where last time when I was having defective displays, I was without displays. All my equipment was basically naked. It was gone, no TV. I had to wait a week for this, a week for that. And then when I did have a display that was defective, when they were switching them out, I had a few weeks, because the shipping is a few weeks, by the way. I literally had no display and was down there, or had to play a defective one, which was heartbreaking. Most of my game library that I joke about was amassed during this period of time, buying these displays, hoping to play them on my new Samsung, Sony, excuse me, and to see them have these defects kept me from finishing most of those games. Battlefield 1, Doom, a lot of those great games were played during that nightmare. I am not happy about getting back into it. So even in proposing to my wife about buying this display, and I was going to do a funny video on how to positively manipulate your family, positive manipulation on how to get something you shouldn't buy. But it was talking about it being interesting for the channel, and that I think it's fascinating that these displays that aren't super expensive can deliver that Q90R, Q89FM kind of spec and power. Not needing it is great, because if I don't like it, I'll simply send it back. If it doesn't function, I'll send it back. Now, in a perfect world, I'll buy it. It'll be amazing. I'll be able to tell you, buy it. It's amazing. In an imperfect world, you guys will be here for it. If I get it and there's a crack in the screen, there'll be videos on it. But I want you guys to understand that it's not without its risk, my time, obviously money, but I think it's fascinating that these TVs are at this price range. Now, being realistic, $3,500 is not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. That's my own fault. I am in the 75-inch class. But I am, now being fully transparent, I'm also not thrilled about buying a Vizo either. Even though we've talked about giving them a shot, I am a little bit nervous about it. I do have that snobbish part of me that's still there saying, all right, well, what's the connectivity going to be like? What's the 4.4 chroma? What's their PC settings like? There is that part of me that's apprehensive for that reason. Even though I preach, give them a shot, I'm about to give them a $3,500 shot. And not to bring up money, but that's real. That's real. If I was independently wealthy, fine, I'd buy them and send them back, whatever. This TV is going to be my display. That'll be the one you'll see on this channel. That and the 900E. I'll be saying goodbye to a TV that I love, the plasma. That'll be moved to somewhere. It'll be sold. It'll be given away to one of my friends or whatever. But there is risk. And I want you guys to be along for the ride. And I want you guys to also then be able to make an informed purchase for yourselves. If the thing is an absolute mess, you'll hear it here. I won't be and I'm not somebody who's into defending their own display, where some of you guys will defend your purchase or defend, and I understand that when you spend a certain amount of money, you want to defend that purchase. I won't be doing that with the Vizo. I will be absolutely transparent and honest. If you watch when I bought the Sony 900E, I was coming down from flagship displays and I was less than happy. It wasn't as bright as the KS9800. It wasn't anywhere near as colorful as the KS9000. It didn't have the same picture quality as the Sony 940E. I ended up settling there. Now, don't get me wrong, the 900E is incredible. I am very happy with it. But I'm also very excited at the prospect of buying the Quantum P-Series X and getting what those displays promised. The hope for the Vizo Quantum P-Series X is to get Z9D, Q9FM picture quality, and maybe even a little bit better at kind of the bargain price of $3,500 in comparison to $10,000 for the Z9D or $7,000 for the Q90R. That's the hope. And I want you guys to be along for the ride with me. But where I have that fear is that panel lottery was crushing. Now, speaking of the panel lottery, saying that it's a hardship, no matter what you have going on in your life, guys, no matter if it's happy, sickness, illnesses, all kinds of issues, these displays are here to serve you. They're here to be something to sit back, relax, and just watch. They're here to be an escape. When this panel lottery happens, and so many of you are going through it, it is a hardship because it gets you when you're at your most vulnerable, when you're just relaxing, when you have that little bit of time that so few of us actually have. I don't care if you have kids, don't have kids, none of us have endless amount of time. So I'm not looking forward to giving that up with a brand new display. So I'm excited, I'm also dreading it. And I think you guys being along for the ride with me is going to be so helpful. And I am so appreciative that you guys will be there to hold my hand, to help me with it. I mean, I'm very excited, but believe me, I am nervous. It goes against a lot of the advice that I give you guys about upgrading. Now, just to be transparent, I don't recommend upgrading from the 900F or the Q9FNs, the Q8FNs to a new display. I wouldn't. If it wasn't for the channel, I wouldn't, honestly. I am still excited for the prospect of all that power and the brightness and the QLED and all that. I am. The TV's not going to have some of the functions that I would want, which would be 12-bit and HDMI 2.1. But I am looking at it as an opportunity for us all to go on this ride together. And I am also so grateful to have you guys. This channel, again, is not me, it's us. And for those of you that don't get this and think, okay, well, hey, this, and that, well, the channel is just not for you, and that's okay. You know, it's for the group that's here and for the people that join it with that same thought process of community, friendship, family. Family disagrees, friends disagree. That's the best part of discussion. Saying, yeah, you know, I get that, but I don't like that. And that's what this channel is all about. And I am so grateful to have you guys be part of it. It is going to grow. It grows very slowly, and I much rather have it grow slowly. None of these videos are clickbait. I don't want this channel to explode, and then I can't get back to you guys. I want it to grow small, to be intimate, and to be us, just going back and forth and getting to know you guys in the comments. For those of you that have just joined, thank you so much. Look forward to the Vizo Quantum Pseries in early July. Now look, if it's reviewed and it's panned, I won't be buying it, being fully transparent. I'm not going to buy something that isn't as good as the Quantum Pseries. So I will be waiting for the reviews like many of you, and we're going to go from there. So thank you so very much. You will see that display in early July. We'll have many videos before that. Thank you as always. I'm Brian from Whisper Status 74. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.